Hey, it's Dave Campbell with Dave Campbell Short, and I'm at the Archangel Gabriel Orthodox Church, a gorgeous building here in Acme, Michigan. New church. I've always admired the beauty of the Orthodox churches, any churches for that matter. Well, look at this sunset. Just thought it was a good time to get a shot of this, but I wanted to talk to you about a story. I want to tell you a story, and this story took place on Lake Bel Air. Lake Bel Air is in Bel Air, Michigan, and I was invited to my very good friend's house for a Memorial Day party just this year. And what I have to tell you is really kind of disconcerting, but it got me thinking pretty deeply about what I had just heard. And so I began to do some research, and I connected some dots. But let's just see if you can connect the dots. So I have a question for you. What does the Greek Orthodox Church, ITIL management, the Sarbanes Oxley Act, and Freemasonry have in common? Well, for that matter, let's ask another question. What does Vladimir Putin have in common, if anything, with what I just mentioned? So, let me get back to the story. I'm going to pull up to the beach here and give you another beautiful sunset scene. That dock road here in Acme, Michigan. So let me tell you the story, what happened. We were having a good time, and I noticed a man that I had seen at a party of Thad's. And it was at a okay, let's see if I can get my speech out here without so many interruptions. It was at a New Year's party where I met Vano, and seemed like a heck of a nice guy, real handsome, real tall. Didn't think much of it. He had a foreign accent. It was just, seemed like a nice person. Had a nice wife. It's America. We love everybody here. Everybody can come to America. Check us out. Visit. What I found out was that he was a businessman and was very prosperous, knew how to invest in. But anyway, so I'd met him there, and I saw him again on Memorial Day, and he didn't come up to me at all. Well, I thought that was kind of weird. But he was with his family. There was a huge group of people. He had rented a house next to my friends, and they had a float boat that they were giving rides to a bunch of kids I noticed a lot of young males in their 20s, early 20s, about 15 of them especially stood out in my mind. But anyway, I had a great time playing the water. I love the water. I love to play with kids, and so I was having a lot of fun. And I noticed a bunch of guys were heading over to Vano's boat, and that he rented, and I was invited to come over and get on the boat. And it was just at anchor on the shore there. So I went up. Hey, Vano, how are you? And all of the men were foreign, and they all spoke with, foreign accents, Eastern accents. And two of them were talking about something that struck me very hard. And they were talking about politics with Putin and Trump. And I listened, and I said, immediately I got upset, and I said, look, Vano, how do you feel about the oligarchs influencing our politics? And he looked right at me in the eye, and he said, your country will fall during the Trump presidency. It will fall economically. And I said, how does that make you feel, Vano? And he says, it doesn't matter how I feel. How should that make me feel, Vano? It doesn't matter how you feel, Dave. He goes, this is happening. And the gist of the conversation, it was short, by the way, I leaned into him and I said, look, I'm going to be running for governor in 2022. I said, you tell your oligarchs and your people that Dave Campbell is going to be running for office, and I am going to push back your long-standing plans. Your plans are not going to work. Trump will fall. I said, if he doesn't fall in the election, he will fall. This is the United States of America, and we're not giving up our freedoms to oligarchs and their corrupt money. So that's my story. It's an unfortunate story, but I had to tell you this story because it's the shot I want. I want the sun to come in. It's worth the wait. Okay. Well, anyway, that's the story. That is the story. It's a true story. It speaks of, to me, it speaks of the arrogance of the oligarchs and their people who have infiltrated our country through commerce and are arrogant enough to talk to former military people in a tone of complete and total disrespect, that their plan is to sack our economy. All right? So if you think that I'm a conspiracy theorist, you can say what you want, but I'm not. That really happened, and Trump has fallen, but now we have to look at everything with fresh eyes, because Freemasonry, secret societies, Greek Orthodoxy, Russian Orthodoxy, schisms between them that solidified in 2018, whatever. All of these things are very insightful if you believe in enemies and tactics. And if you look at the history of how oligarchs have taken over lands it becomes extremely interesting, doesn't it? So, what does that brand new church up there on the hill in Acme, Michigan tell you? Can you connect the dots of a big family coming in up in Bel Air? Can you connect those dots? I sure hope so.